I tweeted out last night. This caught a lot of people by surprise. Many people shocked. I've never had pot roast.
Wow.
What?
I don't even know what it is.
You know what pot roast is?
Mm-mm.
The big meat in the bowl with the
So do you eat it out of a bowl, or is it something you eat off a plate?
Well,
Of a plate.
it's not a prison meal.
Well, I don't know
make
what
it
it
in
is.
the-
I don't know what pot roast is. I've never
make
had
it in the pot, then you cut. It's something like a turkey. Like you make it, it's big. It's a big piece of meat, and then you cut it up and put it on your plate.
It's roast beef, I believe. Literally, it's the same beef you would make for roast beef, but you cook it in a big pot in water with vegetables and whatever. When it comes out, it's
like a
extremely
stew.
tender. Well, no.
Well,
because
white
you
people cook it in
remove the
water.
meat.
We cook it in broth. Black people cook it in broth with season.
Note to self: pass on Deborah's pot roast.
Yeah, we put more flavor on our pot roast. You talking about?
Hey, Mom, what are you doing? How come there's a big ice bag here? Oh, I'm getting the seasoning ready for the pot roast.
You make it boiled roast. We make pot roast.
Yeah, you had pot roast?
Yes.
Me?
Numerous times.
Yeah, I have a pressure cooker at home, so every now and then, you get a little cutesy with it.
Is it a pressure cooker, or you just said you cook it in a pot on the stove?
You can. You could also do it in a pressure cooker. You could also do it. You could do it several different ways.
Well, then what makes it a pot roast? If you're not cooking it in a pot, what makes it a pot roast?
I don't know what this pressure cooker crap he's talking about. It's cooked in the oven.
Yeah, there's just other ways.
Oh, it's not stovetop? I thought the way you were describing it, I thought it was like on a stovetop, and it was in a pot.
I don't know. He has lasagna on his pot roast. Hawk, I send you my recipe. I don't know what this fella's talking about.
I've never made it. The ingredient. Jimmy, you ever have pot roast?
Yeah, I have. Not often, but I have. It's okay.
Yeah, we knew we were getting that answer from Jimmy. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Maybe
once, twice.
I didn't say I didn't know.
But that's what you gave off.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I don't want to take a hard stand on this. All right, let's get headlines from Solana.
You've probably had pot roast, Hawk. You just didn't. You didn't know.
I would know it.
Nah, you wouldn't.
It's like
all right. Well, then I'll take it a step further, because this is gonna blow your mind, because you said it's like roast beef. I've never had roast beef.
You've never had roast beef?
I've never had a roast beef sandwich. I've never had roast beef.
How? You're 70.
It doesn't seem appealing. Like, it just doesn't. I don't know. If I was going to have meat, a hamburger seems appealing to me. Like roast beef, I don't know. It doesn't sound appealing. Nothing about it's pot roast. Like it. I don't know. None of it sounds appealing to me.
It's beef though, with flavor and juices and veggies and.
Right, because I've had Italian beef. And I don't know how that compares to roast beef, but like, Portillo's is famous for Italian beef, but I don't know how that compares to roast beef.
I don't know. I've never been having Portillo's Italian beef, but it's kind of like beef stew, but the meat's not chunked.
You don't like roasted peanuts?
Love roasted peanuts.
And you like beef. I know that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Roast beef. I don't know. Just sounds.
So you like beef, but the roast turns you off.
No, because I don't really like the word beef, to be quite honest. It's not that appealing. I make the exception for Italian beef, but I don't know, beef. Sounds like one of Jimmy's categories.
That's for sure on his OnlyFans.
Never gotten an Arby's? Kind of like a roast beef sandwich?
Right. So I've been to Arby's. I've never had the roast beef sandwich though.
It's a good
The
move.
potato
though.
cakes.
Don't ever get the roast beef sandwich at Arby's.
I mean, that's pretty much what they're known for, though.
Yeah, but nah.
I would tell you, eat pot roast before roast beef.
I don't want like a big.
It's a
soup
steak. It's a
pot.
juicy steak.
Yeah, but I know how a steak is cooked, and it's not in a pot with water.
But it doesn't use. Solana uses water. I use bouillon and broth.
What about ground beef?
Ground beef.
Beef boil.
You don't need any of Giannis's favorite meal?
Ground beef.
Oh, somebody says, "What about French dip?" I have had a French dip. So is that a roast beef sandwich?
Yeah, that's beef.
Well, I prefer it when it's called French dip. It sounds classy. Doesn't sound like a big hunk of roast beef on a bread.
On the bread.
You dip it in the au jus.
Oh, I like an au jus.
That's delicious. You boil your beef, huh, Solana?
Yeah, you
Like
can make
you heat
beef.
up water with meat in it that's boiling.
Yeah, you can make beef. You can make chicken. You can make any of that. You could just throw it in a pot, cook it. I do it in the pressure cooker
Water.
all the time with water. Obviously, you season everything, but yeah, of course you can.
That's nasty.
Why?
When times were tough at the Solana house, they would use Zephyr Hills, and when things got better, they started using Evian.
Why is that nasty though? If you're gonna put sauce on a steak, or if you're gonna put, you could season whatever it is. I'm with you, by the way. I probably, really, my fiance cooks. She'll probably use bone broth, chicken broth, or something like that rather than water. But you
broth.
can use water. What's the difference?
There's a big difference. There's no flavor in it.
Flavor. There's a
But you
huge
season-
difference. I mean,
season
what's the
the
difference
water.
if you put water in your cereal or milk in your cereal? I mean, there's a difference.
Tell you, I'm
Each
used
their
to
own,
it.
man.
Yeah, I got to Florida, and the first time I ever saw somebody take the chicken straight out the plastic and put it on the grill, and I was like, "What is going on, man?" I thought I was in a punk video. I was like, "Man, there's no chance."
That sounds good to me. I'm not gonna lie.
And it was a Caucasian coach, and I'm
that's
looking
my
around
kinda
like,
chicken.
"What? There's nothing you're gonna put on this chicken? It's just heat and meat." I don't want heat and meat.
You threw it in a sandwich. Would have tasted fine. Would have been good.
Yeah, season the
Keep your
bread.
Keep your heat and your meat, man. I need some seasoning.
One other note from Mike McDaniel's press conference: Jalen
My
Waddle.
wife said to me before the show, "How are you going to get out of all this Tua nonsense today?" I said, "I'm going to make up something about pot roast, see where it goes." No, I'm being serious. I've never had it. I think I tweeted that out last night on Ambien. I don't know where that came from.
You've never had pot roast.
No.
I need to come cook for you. Hire me as your chef for a week.
Nothing would make me happier than to go downstairs after the show and to have you cooking in the kitchen.
You about to eat some shepherd's pie. I know that much.
I like shepherd's pie. Can you make shepherd's pie?
Man, I make a hell of a shepherd's pie.
Oh, make me a shepherd's pie for the holidays.
I got you. What veggies you want in it? I
Whatever you
use
put in it.
carrots, greens, peas, lima beans, right there between the meat and the potatoes.
Everything but the greens.
You don't like greens?
Are you talking about collard greens?
Yeah. You
I
don't
do
collard?
not.
Okay, no greens.
Check if they have. You always eat those salmon packets. Check if they
Love my
have
salmon packet.
like a pot roast packet. Then maybe you'll be inclined to try it.
It just doesn't sound appealing, does it? Pot roast. Oh, I'm gonna
It
take a big
does.
roast. I'm gonna simmer it in a pot. Like what? You're gonna do what?
You know, and you let it cook for a long time. It softens the meat up. It's tender. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
I showed you the texts that came in at 2:00, just eviscerating me about Tua, and I didn't know how I was going to get out of it.
Mhm.
And then I showed you the texts that have been coming in since 3:00 that are eviscerating me over a pot roast. That I don't mind.
Pot roast is delicious.
Had pastrami, right? Hoch.
I'm one of the few Jews that doesn't love a pastrami on rye.
Oh.
I've had pastrami, but yeah, Jews love a pastrami. Deli mustard.
Katz's Deli.
Yeah. Dr. Brown's black cherry soda.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Then
what
you
I'm talking
take-
about, Crowder, right?
Yeah. Miss Booker. I don't know what I don't know why I said that.
My mishpucha.
Then you take the grease out of the pot roast, and then you make your roux with flour and mix it up. Now you got gravy. Oh my goodness, for the pot roast. Now people are texting me. Yeah. You can make gravy from the meat fat.
Mm.
I'm gonna come cook for you, Hawk.
All right, I'm in.
I just dump my Dasani out right into the drain once I'm done cooking.
I've gotten as much out of this water as I could.
He over there boiling meat all day.
I hate when people say you can't taste the difference in water. By the way, like if I pour you a glass of
can.
Evian, yeah, it's just not true. It's not true. If
I
I
can.
pour you a glass of Evian and I pour you a glass of Dasani, you could 100% taste it.
My son will not drink Dasani.
Dasani's made in the lab. It's
Ah,
created.
come on.
Look it up.
Oh, whatever.
They put the H and the O's together with two H's and an O and they make water.
Old wives' tale. Yeah, you probably believe there's drones everywhere you look up.
There is. They got their eye on me.
RFK is going to make Dasani illegal.
Look it up. Dasani, and there's no Dasani River, there's no Dasani Falls. It's created.
That's why I love Zephyr Hills.
There is no Zephyr Hills. It's Zephyr Hills. We've been over this.